Hi, family. This is Mike Cariff coming to you with a very important message on our tentative agreement and the voting process. You probably saw on the website today that there was a post and it says that the ballot committee has released a statement. And the statement is that the deadline to receive the ballots is extended from January 13th to January 27th. This pisses me off. It's not to the point where I'm going to bust out the anger character from Inside Out again, like I did on Halloween. But nonetheless, there's a problem here. And let me try to break it down for you guys. The delay in the counting of the ballots, it hurts us. It hurts us whether we're going to accept this shitty ass tentative agreement or not. It hurts us either way, because if we accept the terms, obviously there's a delay in the implementation of the pay raises that are in the contract, in the tentative agreement, and the back pay that we're going to get in the tentative agreement. If we vote no, we reject it, which I'm still encouraging everyone to do, then it's going to delay the arbitration process, which delays the eventual result. Same thing, is going to delay pay raises, back pay, and everything else that comes from a new contract. So we expect the president to act in our interest. And it's very frustrating. This is what angers me, that he's done the exact opposite of that throughout this whole bargaining process. If you remember at the beginning, he's engaging in secret negotiations with the Postal Service without the Executive Council. What that did is led to the result, which is that many of the issues that were important to us were just simply not addressed in this tentative agreement. It really fell short. This is apparently, according to President Renfro, the best we're going to get from the Postal Service, the best offer they could muster. If this was the best they could come up with, we should have had the opportunity to vote this thing down or vote it up May 20th of 2023, when the end of negotiating period it ended. Then, obviously, once we reached tentative agreement on October the 18th of last year, 2024. That should have been put out for vote immediately. We didn't need all the, spend the members' money on this spin campaign that the president has engaged in, trying to convince us to vote yes. You had 20 months to do that, man. You should have done that prior to reaching tentative agreement. Once we reached tentative agreement, there should have been no further delays, and the ballots should have went out immediately. Then, and this was discussed within the Executive Council, it was discussed at the last Committee of Presidents meeting in Atlantic City, that we should have sent the ballots out without the hard copy of the tentative agreement in it. And the reason is that we know this, all letter carriers know this. I don't know if the president is not aware of this, but we know that the Postal Service cannot handle non-machinable mail that's other size. They just don't have mechanisms to do that. And the ballots that they've tried to run through the DPS machines have been damaged. And a lot of them have just not gotten to their destination, because we know the Postal Service has always been, well, at least for the past few years, significant delays in this type of mail. The decision should have been made, as was agreed to prior, like I said, with the Committee of Presidents' approval, that we don't get the hard copy, we get a QR code, and people can look up the terms of the tentative agreement on their own that way. Anyway, secondarily, once people were not getting the ballots in a timely manner, you can have a replacement ballot sent out. You don't need to send out the full packet. Send them out the information that they need so they can vote once again in a timely manner. Once again, that didn't happen. And now, at that time, you had enough time. They told us that if we didn't get a ballot by December 20th, that we should request a replacement. December 20th to the original date of January 13th to return the ballots is 24 damn days. You telling me we can't send a first class envelope and get it returned in 24 days? Of course we can. We should have just sent that out without the hard copy tentative agreement and made that accessible. It's already accessible online to any member anyway. So anyway, these decisions delayed the eventual outcome of this tentative agreement. And the president has added 2 more weeks, and now he wants to attribute this decision to the balloting committee, and that's what really pisses me off, because the Constitution, clearly, look it up for yourself, page 53, says the balloting committee is formed for the sole purpose of monitoring and observing the dispatch, receipt, and tabulation of the ratification ballot. and to determine the validity of challenge ballots and of any objections to the conduct of the election. They're not making the decisions. They didn't have a meeting. They didn't decide this is how they wanted to conduct the thing. President Renfro, under his duties as the president, continues to make these decisions that end up being, bad decisions for us, the members of the union. This type of behavior, to me, from our president of a fraternal organization like ours, to withhold the truth, to constantly spin and bullshit us, and make decisions as an individual instead of with the group, I think that's conduct unbecoming of the president of our organization. But this is what we got to deal with. All right, you guys. So 2 more weeks, right? Let's take advantage of that time. We have 2 more weeks to make sure that everyone in our stations, in our offices, in our branch, to make sure everyone has now received their ballot or is requesting a duplicate, to make sure that everyone has participated and voted no. Go around your office, ask them, make a list, check them off. Let's make sure every single member of the union makes their voice heard in this process now that we do have the additional 2 weeks. We are still voting no. This TA is no better than before. Hopefully you've had a chance to see the YouTube series that I put out. It goes into depth. It explains why this contract is insufficient. And it also says how we can do better if we go to arbitration. I would seriously encourage every member of the union, every active letter carrier, to take a look at those videos. We put them up on Spotify. If you're listening to them while out on a route or doing something else and you can't get on YouTube, you can go on Spotify and just listen. So if we do vote no, and like I said, we should, because it's a lousy contract, let's take the next step after that. Let's hold rallies in Washington, D.C. and all over the country to make sure that both sides, the Postal Service and the NALC, are well aware of what we want out of our new contract. And let's get the public on our side. They don't like this lousy service that they're getting from the Postal Service either. Let's make this fight real. Let's fight for the $30 an hour starting pay. Let's fight for the $45 an hour top pay for all letter carriers. Let's fight for the all-career workforce. Let's fight for the end to mandatory overtime off assignment. Let's fight to get true contract compliance and deadlines for grievance processing. Let's fight for a full COLA at all steps. Let's fight for full-time staffing on all full-time assignments. Let's fight for an 8 a.m. or earlier start time. Let's fight for paid maternity leave. Let's fight for a uniform program that covers our costs. And let's fight for the end to this daily harassment by management every single day that we're at work. And let's hold our elected president accountable to fight for those things on our behalf. This is our moment, brothers and sisters. This is our time. This is our generation's time to make our voice known and to fight on behalf of letter carriers prior to us and the letter carriers that will come after this. We have to save the Postal Service from itself. We can't accept this lousy management, and we can't accept a contract that makes people want to quit this job left and right. Brothers and sisters, I encourage everyone to vote no to this tentative agreement, and let's take this fight to the next step once we do that. Thank you guys. Hope everyone is being safe out there, and have a great day.